I know that ultimate wasn't the problem, right? I'm gonna go back to like what I was doing before, since clearly it was fine. Like the whole notion for him like going melee only was like, oh, ultimate is ruining me, and then Zane's like, well, I'm gonna let ultimate ruin me, and I'm still gonna be amazing. So we'll see. I mean, like I think this is the first step, obviously, towards Supernova happening in a couple days. But just being able to get the reps in online versus a player where, even in your opinion, you think he's maybe not even favored against Aklo, is going to be a good step.
Again, want to stress online. I think offline, he is definitely not the favorite. But Aklo, on paper, is what you want out of this matchup. Very passive, playing the good spots, not the bad. Really leveraging the strengths of Fox as a character, and kind of beating HBox at his own medicine. Because the irony about Fox Puff is that like Fox is so good in the matchup that he's even better than Puff at the things she likes to do against him. So. Ooh, that would have been a kill.
Oh, I'm shocked that HBox didn't dash attack that Omsa tech. He is usually so on point when it comes to that. But again, I mean, online, he was wearing wireless headphones for a long time. It's hard to say.
He's like... usually so on point. One interesting thing that, like, got a lot of flack for when I was on Tipped Off, doing Tipped Off commentary, is I talked a lot about this stage. And there were a lot of people that were like, this stage is really good for Fox. I don't know what you're talking about. Number one, the stats don't really back that up, especially modern stats, and I'll explain really quickly why. Platform tech chases are pretty good for Jigglypuff. Like, I mean, the fact that they chose to start here is like should be all you need to know. Now, there's some strategic stuff there. Like he knows HBox's Aklo is going to be a bit more passive, so a small stage makes that playstyle harder. But like that's also objectively true. Where like even Dreamland, you can run away. You can't run away on Yoshi's the same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even by like actual stats, if you want to be really nerdy about it, HBox has close to a 50% win rate on this stage, which is kind of insane to think about. Like, it's actually pretty low, I would say. But we'll see if it works out right now. Aklo has the percent lead, and this is KO percent easily, especially because we're on such a small real estate.
Yeah, no, this is any grab will do it, up smash will do it, up tilt, up air, there we go. Great smash DI though from HBox. Again, something you don't see as much online with him. And I want to stress that none of this is to take away the legitimacy of online. Online is like very, very legitimate. This is a headspace issue. This is not like a connection issue or anything else. It's like it doesn't feel the same.
That's what it
is. It literally is. It's like if
he has too much aura in person.
That's another thing. I was getting cooked for talking about his aura, but like if you meet HBox in person, you're like, this guy is different, man.
Menacing.
Like he actually is menacing. It's just like. We talked about this a bit.
That's the dash attack. Okay, he does have that. It's the exact setup I talked about.
So, like, I mean, I probably talked about this a little bit, but, like, when we went to Tipped Off, and HBox, Walt knows all about this. We were, like, trying to find something to do after the tournament was over, and HBox just, like, puts his arm on my shoulder and says, like, yo, Waffle House? And I was like, I've actually never been. And he's like, you're coming with me. I'm going to coach you on your order. Oh my god, what an amazing up air.
That was nuts.
But yeah, so like he literally like I couldn't say no to HBox.
Oh yeah.
Professionally ordering for me.
The other fact of the matter is like you've never been to Waffle House, you got to experience it at least once. It's like a southern delicacy at this point. But it's a southern vacation spot, not even like for food. You just go there to experience and be part of a family. But let's see. Oh, up throw up there, not enough.
Okay, but now we're in that juicy percent.
Yeah.
So one of the things, speaking of Tipped Off, I talked with Armada quite a bit because he was there as well.
Yeah.
And Armada said one of the single biggest things, and actually the day after the tournament, it was me, Joshman, Amsa, and Armada, and we all had late flights and we were hanging out. And I was like, what a group of legends. And he was saying to Joshman, the main thing you really want to focus on...
Oh, it's over. It sucks.
The main thing you really want to focus on as a Fox player is you always want to get it so that you're going to trade after a rest, which is very simple, but Josh was like, now that you say that, I'm not really thinking about that as actively as probably I should. So something to consider, of course, but not surprised to see that be really close on the first stage. Sure. Ends up going to HBox. Now is where we get really interesting though, Walt. Where's the counterpick? Because normally the classic counterpick here would be like something like FD or Pokemon Stadium, and in the past, we've seen that top platform, that campy play. We've already seen HBox tailoring his stage picks to be on Yoshi's, not Battlefield, not the standard. If there was ever a stage where Battlefield is like the most common starting stage, it is this matchup, and we didn't see that. So I think this is like huge in terms of like wherever they end up going will inform a lot about where HBox and Aklo are at mentally.
Yeah, I think Aklo's best stage is FOD, but yeah, we do see FD instead coming into play. I don't think FD or Stadium is particularly wrong. It's just like hard, you know. I think by the numbers, like Aklo is very good on FOD versus Puff, and that's probably by and large due to him just chilling on top platform. Aklo's just dead. That's insane. That's actually so insane.
He's had some good punishes lately. Like I don't know if you saw that Kirby clip he posted, HBox.
Oh yeah.
It was fucking crazy. It was like actually like just madness from a Jigglypuff of all things. But yeah, I like this pick. I think it fits Aklo's kind of slower play style. If you go to Pokemon, you get a little bit less space. Whereas I think it kind of can really work out. But this is really good from HBox so far. That I don't like the up there. Like
I think where this set gets really hard for Aklo is he's already fallen behind in the stock advantage, right? So he is stuck in the position where HBox is doing exactly what Aklo wants to do to him, which is just be on the opposite side of FD, right? And then like really boiled down, Aklo just chills their lasers. Junebug and Jorge brought this up earlier during their block, but you know, there comes a time during every Hungrybox set where he just decides to sit on the other side of the stage and crouch, and he'll power shield a couple lasers here and there. Or like this, we're just going to hang out for a little bit. This is what Aklo wants to do, but he can only do it when he has the stock lead.
I do want to point out, by the way, because I complain so much on Twitter that I honestly feel like I contributed to Slippy getting a ledge grab limit. Like I 100% believe that. Fizzy was messaging me.
You were a part of this, actually.
Fizzy was messaging me, and he was like, "So you really think we should get a ledge grab limit?" And I was like, "Yes." And I gave all these reasons, and he talked about like what it should look like. HBox is fucking cooking here. He's making me eat my words. Like Aklo favored. What are we talking about? But finishing my thought. The reason why ledge grab stuff is so much of a hot topic is so far, I believe in the last like minute, HBox has grabbed the ledge 3 times. So you can see if the limit is 45 now, it's 4. There's a 5th one. Like you don't actually grab them that quickly, right? Like it's not. This is 6 now. Like we still have loads of time before that becomes relevant. 7.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because there's zero universe where Hungrybox is listening to our commentary while he's playing. I know this to be true. If this is not the case, then you know whatever. You know how many he got in the Grape Ape set? 46. He almost lost actually to Grape Ape because the ledge grab limit was 50. He was very close. But
damn. Interesting to know that it's 50. Yeah, there's also been kind of some different thoughts on like what it should be. I'm very adamant that like the lower the better. Like we saw like that was probably like 10 ledge grabs, and we're seeing from this replay like he's not engaging like that much, you know, like he was kind of like doing some back airs.
I think what's hard is that like when you have a stage that's as horizontally wide as FD, you don't necessarily have to force ledge interactions for something like that.
Oh, of course.
We saw so many positions, like I said before, where HBox just sits there, crouch, power shield a couple lasers. Obviously, you have to play like the projectile mix-up at that point. But it's not something where you like need to make it a ledge interaction. Aklo is also like playing into it, admittedly, like because he kind of has to. He's playing really far behind. So maybe if the tempo shift changes in this game and Aklo takes first blood, we'll see a different tune.
Yeah, I think the point about who takes the first stock is pretty big. We're seeing Aklo still kind of play pretty slowly. So much so he's entering a different dimension for a second there. But I also want to like clear it up because sometimes when you're talking really quickly on the fly, it can be hard to kind of truly capture what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that HBox is playing like super campy. I mean, obviously right now he's playing slow, but he's responding to Aklo doing that. It's more just that like when HBox chooses to play kind of campy, it doesn't even always mean like that much of a ledge interaction. Like this last 10-20 seconds, have they grabbed the ledge once? Like no. So
yeah,
this is why the ledge grab limit doesn't need to be that high at all. Like we've had tournaments where it's like 60 or 80. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is hard. I mean, like I think to your point that you made earlier, right? Like this is also part of the reason why HBox is considered such a strong player on LAN, right? Because if he decides to do something like this and you're sitting next to the guy in person and there's a crowd behind him, you know, firing him up and stuff, that's only going to make him stronger, you know? To be able to do this online, maybe it's hard. Maybe there, you know, that's why he's so aggressive. He has to fight the mentality to be able to get through that.
Ooh. But all that said, and you make some great points, we got kind of the answer to your question. What does Aklo do with the lead? This is the first kind of like really meaningful lead of the set since he's been kind of back against the wall, and it might just be turned equal here. I don't mind the dash attack. You know, you're not really going to get enough time to get the grab out, but it doesn't end up working. Just a little slow there. I like how he's playing this, though. Like, one thing that I always wonder is, like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I love the way Aklo does these little things. Like, that wasn't a taunt in the purest sense, but it was a taunt. You know, the little back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
Yeah, but this is where Aklo can run away with it, right? Literally run away with it. You go to the other side of the stage, and he's just hanging out. As soon as HBox goes in, he gets Power Shield there. He does an air-to-air with his own nair. The biggest thing is, like, if HBox takes stock right now off of an edge guard, and then is, like, in a position where he can find another one near the ledge, then, like, yeah, we're talking about a different story. But Aklo's never, ever, ever gonna give that to him. Look at that.
Speaking of never, ever, ever, has he ever four-stocked HBox? Because it doesn't look like he will here.
Right now.
But like that would be pretty impressive, honestly. Yeah. So, this is one of those things too, where like, you know that like meme where it's like a bell curve, and there's like the dumb guy, and then the intermediate player, and then the smart guy is just like the dumb guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
So, I feel like. Dumb player, beginner player doesn't care about center stage. Intermediate player is like, center stage is very important, which it is. And then we watch this set, and they're both kind of just running to the corner, nah. And then run. Yeah. They're like, it's a completely abstract concept that no one seems to care about. And like, I'm just sitting there furiously in the middle of the parabola, being like, "No, HBox, the corner is bad." Like, you know, so I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Fox ledge dash too.
Fox ledge dash for sure. That in a nutshell. So this is weird, right? So you said we started on Yoshi's, so this is already weird from the jump.
Oh yeah.
That means like, is Battlefield a good counter pick in this situation?
Yeah. That's where we're going. Yes, for sure. That's where we're going. Like,
because it's like I don't. Oh, he is going to Dreamland. I was gonna say I don't know if you want to go to Dreamland, because look at how slow Aklo took it. But I mean, like, so much of this is like a war of attrition. Like if HBox finds first stock, then Aklo is the one that has to really initiate from here on out.
I think this is a mistake. Like, you know, obviously, I am not HBox. I don't have the knowledge that HBox has. You know, I've been kind of wrong with this set, but I don't know. We watched the campiest game ever, and then we go to the classically good stage for HBox. But in that Gallant set that I was talking about, this is where Aklo was getting a lot.
Right.
Because one of the things that he was struggling with is challenging Puff vertically. Like, we saw Puff would kind of do these little hops on the side and then just kind of do some back airs and then back to ledge. Now you have platforms to help you with that. So how does he challenge Fox vertically, like he has an HBox?
RTC?
Nice.
Okay, you do.
Really good.
Is that enough for a trade if you charge? Yeah.
It is, with the charge, yeah. So, Wispy making that look like, okay.
It was close because of Wispy, actually. Yeah. It was kind of scary to think about. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's like, the weird thing about this is, like, when Puff is playing, you know, top to bottom on top of the Fox, it's kind of hard unless Aklo reacts to it and plays the air-to-air. But Aklo now gets top platform to basically just be like, I can sail out a bear, or I can just jump to another platform and reset entirely. And it's really hard for HBox to play vertically, like you were saying before.
Yeah, it's so much just about, like, I mean, your point initially about the lead, it's so true in this matchup. And like, right now, percents like don't really matter here. Like, Fox gets a kill off of like any major opening. Puff gets a kill off of any major opening. So it's more like that stock lead is really what we're looking for. In fact, we're actually seeing Aklo not really laser that much, because he's like, if I get an up throw up air, I can still kill. So you'll see him shoot like one or two, but he's kind of thinking, do I really want to get that off the table? Not really.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, like, we've been talking so much about platforms having, like, a huge impact. That allows Aklo to escape in that exact situation for free, pretty much, which is nice. But, like, the same principles as the FD game still apply, right? Like, Aklo is able to just do dash tens on one side of the stage and react to what HBox chooses, whether it's commit to jump or otherwise. Ooh, this is like a must convert, but...
Honestly, really good punish from HBox, but really good defensive play from Aklo. The SDI in on that forward air, to be able to kind of not land nearly as far off, helps make that much more difficult. But good in air. Like, Yoshi
Ooh,
gets
slow get
canceled.
up, but doesn't get punished.
Yeah, kind of because he went all in on the forward air.
Aklo just is like non-reactive to this, I feel like.
Okay.
Does get clipped out of the sky there, so it's relatively close, but like you said before, I mean, percents are kind of like a non-factor once Aklo can get to a certain threshold right here. Oh, that's
my gosh.
very close. I was looking for jab reset.
Speaking of the trade stuff as well, not currently a trade right now. 37, like that is not fully charged up smash, not going to do it. Now
That
we're talking
is,
trade. Yeah. So again, we're going to see the lasers kind of building up to around like 85-ish, and then like technically it's like 90-ish, but that's when you're going to stop doing the up throw up air. Already he's probably thinking like not going to do as many. Yeah, we're kind of nearing the end.
Right.
And then if you do get like a solid hit after that, then you start to kind of go more into these like up tilt kill percents. Okay, yeah.
Up throw up air, second hit as well. So here's the thing that I saw in this stock as well. HBox is starting to try to predict Aklo going for illusion ledge cancel on top platform. So he's reading drift to try to call that out. But what's hard is that Aklo could even like theoretically just trade with like a back air, and that's like a winning exchange for him in that position.
The other thing is that calling that out is like Puff doesn't have the good vertical mobility, right? So it's like it is the most committal thing if you're like he's gonna go to top platform. I'm gonna use 4 jumps to get up there, or like 3. Like it's a lot of resources to expend just to be like I'm gonna challenge that, and then all he has to do is shorten or something if he sees you hard committing. So it just shows like
the Om's attack once again.
Can get maybe a little bit more percent. Yeah, with a laser.
This is where it gets dicey though. It could all be for nothing. That's the hard part, right? It's your mining meme. You're just one grab away from getting getting a stock right there. Aklo Shine gets him out of trouble.
Okay, a little bit more percent. 55. Okay, 63. Already, this is a big difference. Like, I think we're just outside. TK.
Oh no!
Gosh.
He heard us. It's over. Oh, okay, it's over for HBox. It's over for HBox.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So this was the set I was expecting, like a close one. It looked like really dominant for a while. So what are your thoughts on the Dreamland pick? Like it didn't turn out that bad, one or the other, but it didn't look good for HBox.
Yeah, by the stocks, it didn't turn out that bad. I think just by the way we are evaluating the tempo of the game, it looked not fun to play. You know, if you're in HBox's position, you had said before, like you're hard committing basically to just get like a singular read if Aklo escapes the top platform. It's hard. So I represent the question once again as we're going to load into game 5. Is Battlefield a good counter pick for HBox? I think the answer is maybe at the very least. Honestly, maybe he runs it back to Dreamland though. He does.
I expected this now that I saw like how close that game was and how comfortable he is in Dreamland.
Yeah.
I think the main thing he's thinking is just like I just need one wet rest or something. Like he didn't get a single like momentum shifting rest where it's like at 20 or something. And if he gets that, I think the game looks very, very different, right? You know, that he ends up with a stock lead, doesn't lose, like so.
Yeah.
Now obviously,
I mean, it's
Aklo
hard
playing really well.
Think about how many rests HBox got in that last game, or like attempts, right? It was the RTC on first stock, and it was the miss at the end. That was pretty much it.
No, exactly. Like it's because Aklo hasn't been given it to him.
Yeah, I think like the windows that HBox could look for rest punishes were something like that, where, you know, at the end of game 4, Aklo misses a wave land and then gets grab punished, and HBox just misses rest there instead. Or in the situations where HBox was scouting out illusion.
This is huge.
He fast fell.
Oh my gosh,
that was great.
Just barely doesn't get clipped by the pound. This is another thing, like ledge grab limit. There's just one ledge grab limit, right? So one ledge grab. You can go up and try to down tilt this, but like now we got 2. That little laser.
Ooh, the fake lasers. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, surely you just run up down tilt this. I guess he's saying I don't really want to interact with that, and then HBox going okay, fine.
Yeah.
The mental like conversation that goes on here of just like, you coming, bro? You coming?
Oh yeah, you think that someone means some shit when they say lol in Slippy chat? Just try to do this. Try to be in their shoes for a couple minutes. No stock? Wow, HBox doesn't punish that?
Huge flub. Huge flub. Like, you got to get that.
Yeah.
It's like, might not cost him if he can kind of close this out. 116-14 is enough to just...
What is
knock
pro
him off every
cooking?
time.
What is that? What are you doing?
Gosh.
Wait, the
Aklo.
conversation's over.
It
Aklo,
is.
Aklo signed out of AOL, dude. Aim's done.
I mean, honestly, it's... I mean...
He tried to do shine turnaround, I think, like, Waveland off, like, rising back air, or something like that. Or maybe, like, steal ledge away. Like bro was cooking nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know why you would do that.
I don't get it either, and I feel like it's pretty clear that, like, if I'm HBox, this is my thought process. He has not demonstrated that he has an answer to ledge, so if I have the lead, I'm just gonna plank ledge,
Right.
at least a little bit, because we just haven't seen that yet. So again, how does Puff cover that without like really hard reading it? And if she commits to top platform, he gets back to center for free. It's a really good option from Aklo. Puff, like Fox player should steal that for sure.
I can't believe Aklo did full hop cross up nair into HBox facing the right direction. Like, that was a very easy shield grab.
I feel like the fates are telling me that this is a HBox win. I don't see, like, it feels like he's totally controlling the pace.
Yeah.
Aklo doesn't seem like he has great answers. He's kind of got like that one escaping side B, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of it, like, so.
Yeah, I mean, if he can force a couple more scraps, then it's definitely doable. We are approaching halfway, but once again, challenging the ledge and spending the double jump is just an easy dub for HBox right there, and that's almost a full stock lead.
Yeah, just a back air. This is, again, like, the only thing I'm seeing is that as soon as he gets a lead, ooh, that could be a rest. As soon as HBox gets the lead, okay, RTC, let's go.
He's locked in. That's crazy.
Yeah. And now, I don't know. It's like, so the only chance I feel like Aklo has is HBox plays a little more like fast and loose once he's got the lead in this set so far. Not always, but in this set.
Yeah.
Again, that kind of impatience that we're seeing. So if he's willing to play patient, HBox hasn't demonstrated answers to that.
Okay. Escape. We'll see. Can Aklo slow this one down? I mean, 2 stocks were practically thrown away at the finish line, I think, just because Aklo got a little bit impatient. But this is hard, right? Like, now you have to face down the timer and this, like, ever-looming presence of, like, neither player is going to budge in their stalemate positions.
Yeah, it's really tricky, and there's so many ways that Aklo can kind of more aggressive, or sorry, HBox. Wow, the call out, the first call out. Really brilliant of him to go, I don't need to challenge the top platform. I can just position myself on the edge where
he's gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really smart, because you can't really hard read it, but so clearly, HBox got more than a few answers here.
For sure. But all that being said, Aklo hasn't taken a ton of damage yet. Looks like he's readopting the same game plan. He's been going for those drills into, like, full pullbacks or edge cancels to just be, like, fully safe. We saw it right there.
I don't see, like, he doesn't have the time to do this strategy, Like, I think he...
I mean, like, I don't know if he doesn't have the time, right? There's 2 minutes left on the clock. Aklo is pretty much... Yeah, he has up throw up air off that, too, so that's SDI. I was gonna say, if he gets up throw up air right there... No! Never mind! Stop! Oh, no, we can't even talk about it, dude! Are you kidding me? There were so many wrinkles in everyone involved in their brains going on, and it just got ironed out, flattened instantly.